You're probably wondering how you can actually go slow to grow fast. Well, it's absolutely true. 100% of the time, we need to actually learn how to go slow to actually go fast. I'm going to explain it in the way of an admin, the way of operations, a business owner, and also a practitioner. Let's go and get stuck in right now. All right, so let's get stuck in straight away with another fantastic podcast that'll knock your socks off. I want to actually chat in this one about going slow to grow fast. Most people think that they need to quickly copy and paste a text message and need to send out an email blast and need to do this, do that, and move fast, think fast, do. Actually, it's not. It's actually the complete opposite. We need to actually make sure that we're very careful about what we say and do, very scripted in what we say and do. And if we stop and think about this with our own training as therapists, 100% of this, what I'm saying right now, reigns true. It's exactly what we do. Think about a client. We go through and we diagnose a problem, or we're treating a problem. We might give them advice. We might do multiple hands-on treatment if you're a physio doing acute-based treatment, soft tissue release techniques. We might have dry needling to do. We might be doing neural glides. We might be doing mobilizations. Maybe there's an EP that's doing loads and loads of exercise rehab, for instance, right? We're going to have a whole bunch of exercises you can use. You can use multiple different products and all different techniques, and ultimately we can do too much, right? We try and knock off their socks with our knowledge. We try and exude all of this wisdom and expertise. And whether you've been out of uni 1 year or 21 years, it doesn't actually matter. The fact is that when we start to put too much knowledge, too much experience, we actually enable or force our clients and patients to go basically into a state of overwhelm. And so when you think about it, if you give a client too much treatment in that first session, if they get great results, then you're not actually 100% sure exactly which part was the most efficient or effective. Maybe they don't get as much benefit as what you think and hope in that first session. And so as a net result, we actually then, if you've done 6 different techniques, we don't actually necessarily know what didn't help them the best and what did actually help them or could have helped them, and etc. And it's the same as exercise. You might find that you give them too many exercises. You give them 6 different exercises to do, and that might actually be too much. It might be an overwhelmed situation. We might find that it's too much strength work. So we create a whole lot of different complexities of problems as well. And so as a net result, whether we're thinking about this as a practitioner mindset or whether we're thinking about this as a business owner with operations, admin, marketing, etc., we still have to take the same model in place. And that is, we've got to be prepared to go slow if we want to be able to go fast, or in this situation, grow fast. So think about it with your marketing, for instance. If we just naturally going out there like a machine gun and just spraying out information, and we start to go hell for leather on our digital footprint and social media, and we start to just throw out huge amounts of content, we start to try and be everything to everyone, we end up, in some respects, we sound desperate. We also have people, and perception is reality. So if you've got people out there perceiving that, wow, they're pushing hard at the moment, like, wow, just now all of a sudden they've got this and that and this and this and that, and wow, like there's so much. What it actually does is it tells the brain that you're actually doing a bit of a sales push and a marketing push. You're trying to grow, you're trying to get more clients, etc. And that's the complete opposite to how we want to actually be talking to our potential clients in a marketing sense. Like in what's happened in the world in the last 3 months, 6 months has been, what's been happening in the last 12 to 18 months is massive. But what we've really seen in the last 3 months alone is this heightened anxiety, distrust, around everything that's said and done. There's all this stuff that goes on about fake news, and then there's all the the lies and the toing and froing and the throwing of mud with the American politics leading into the election of the president last year, and all the stuff to do with the riots and Black Lives Matter, and there's all this innuendo, and then people are crying out this and blah, blah, and there's just so much discontent that it's actually pushing more and more people across away from old school techniques. Sending text messages and emails and all this type of stuff, is a lot less of that is actually working through. Because what people need is they need to be able to get to trust before they're prepared to buy. And so it's all about marketing. It's all about relationships. It's all about human marketing, humanizing that experience and gaining that trust first and foremost. Now, if all of a sudden you're going really fast and doing a marketing push and you're in 1,000 different areas doing this and this and this and this, it's salesy, it's marketing. It doesn't feel right. And when people don't feel right about what's been said and done, they can't get to trust easily. And so therefore, they don't want to buy. If they don't have the right perspective and they don't have relevance with what you're saying, then again, they're not going to be able to get to trust. So this isn't about just go and do more marketing quickly, send this message, send these, do that, blah, blah, blah. This is about you starting to understand that this isn't a long-term strategy. It's actually the short-term approach and the long-term approach at the one time. We need to get more eyes on us, absolutely, but we need to do it in a non-threatening, non-perceived, pushy, salesy type approach, because it's getting completely away from where people are. We know in the last couple of months, the discontent, the scarcity, the lies and all the challenges around what's true and what's not regarding vaccines. Is this going to kill me? Is that going to kill me? What's the data say? Oh, but they said this and they said, and it's all just absolute rubbish, which is meaning that people are becoming more and more skeptical. So just because you put something clever in place, or you've got this really new marketing thing and this and that, but the old school avenues moving forward is not what's getting most amount of cut through, particularly when it comes to people's health and, like the medicine side, the science side. They want to be healthy and safe. A lot more people have got some extra disposable income, and so they're wanting to place that in the right way. And so as a net result, they have to go with what feels right and what they actually ultimately trust before they're going to buy anything. So this is where we need to be a lot smarter. We have to actually slow things down. We need to be a lot careful and craftier with what we say and do. And we need to make sure that we really push hard with the right message, and we need to work on the relationship. Just going forward and just going bang, bang, bang and putting all of this out there and throwing all these different ideas and thoughts and strategies, etc., comes across even more desperate than what it normally does and would. And it creates a scenario where you're pushing people away and you're not creating pull. So let's just be really clear. We need to be able to slow down the message, and we need to be able to then be able to grow faster as a net result. And ultimately, just like a practitioner needs to smarten it down, great guy I've learned a huge amount from, global legend Matt Church, taught me to smarten it down. He always says to smarten it down. Quite often we hear the saying, you've got to dumb it down. Well, it's actually the opposite. You've got to have the ability to smarten it down. I always, as a net result of working with Matt, I always stop and think about the fact of we need to be able to make it to be understood and feel right to an 8-year-old. Because as a practitioner, too many times we use big words, we complicate things, and when people get complicated things thrown at them and they feel a bit of overwhelm, etc., and they don't understand technical stuff and jargon, they switch off, and they're less likely to be accountable for what you're wanting to do, for fulfilling that treatment plan or that pathway with you. And so we've got to reduce the avenues of jargon and technical side of things. So it's not actually about dumbing it down. It's actually about smartening it down. It's about us slowing things down, smartening it down so that you can resonate with them. They can resonate with you. They understand what we're doing, how we're doing, and why. And they're able to go forward, take those steps forward, and therefore we can clinically reason what's working, what's not, and we get better results as an outcome. And that's what people are needing when it comes to marketing, when they're wanting to actually engage with us, when it comes down to working with our team on operations. Don't try and do 25 systems at once. Just do one, get it very efficient and very effective, then move on to the next one. And so no matter how you try and cut this and slice and dice, the message still stays the same. Whether you're thinking clinical reasoning, academic, practitioner-wise, or whether you're talking about your marketing or your operations or your team members' growth and onboarding, etc., it all still stays the same. Let's smarten it down. Let's slow it down. And when we slow it down, we ultimately can grow a lot faster. We're a lot more agile and we're a lot more stable. And that's the true key to business success and growth for you and all of us moving forward. Hope that's been beneficial, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Cheers for now. Hey guys, thank you very much for listening to another episode of the Profitable Practice Podcast. I would love nothing more than for you to be able to leave a review. I get so much joy out of listening and reading the amazing things that you guys say about this. So please subscribe to our channel, leave a review, and share it with your friends. Let's get some more fantastic information out there so all of us can grow the industry together. Cheers for now.